After Jesus had been born in Bethlehem in Judea during the reign of King Herod, some wise men came to Jerusalem from the east. "Where is the infant king of the Jews?" they asked. "We saw his star as it rose and have come to do him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was perturbed, and so was the whole of Jerusalem. He called together all the chief priests and the scribes of the people and inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. "At Bethlehem in Judea," they told him, "for this is what the prophet wrote. And you, Bethlehem in the land of Judah, you are by no means least among the leaders of Judah, for out of you will come a leader who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod summoned the wise men to see him privately. He asked them the exact date on which the star had appeared and sent them on to Bethlehem. "Go and find out all about the child," he said, "and when you have found him, let me know, so that I may go and do him homage." Having listened to what the king had to say, they set out. And there in front of them was the star they had seen rising. It went forward and halted over the place where the child was. The sight of the star filled them with delight, and going into the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and falling to their knees, they did him homage. Then opening their treasures, they offered him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. But they were warned in a dream not to go back to Herod and return to their own country by a different way. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Pilgrimages have become more accessible to people in recent years. I get a lot of invitations to go on pilgrimages these days. But they have always been part of our Christian tradition. Christians have always gone on pilgrimages. Many pilgrims visit the Holy Land to see where Jesus lived and died and rose again. Many go to Marian shrines like Lourdes or Fatima and now Medjugorje. One of the most popular pilgrimages today is the Camino de Santiago, where pilgrims walk for hundreds of kilometers, perhaps not only in a search for God, but also to discover themselves. This year, many people will make a pilgrimage to Rome because it's the Jubilee year. They go there to see the Holy Father, to visit St. Peter's Basilica, and to walk through the Holy Door. When he opened the Holy Door at St. Peter's Basilica to inaugurate the Jubilee, this is what Pope Francis said. The Jubilee year is a time of spiritual renewal and a commitment to the transformation of our world. So a pilgrimage is not just a holiday. We make a journey to a holy place in the hope that it will renew our faith, that it will transform us so that we can live our mission to transform others. On top of that, pilgrimages are also very symbolic of life. Since life is a journey, our existence is a lifelong search for meaning, for answers, for fulfillment, for God. Today, brothers and sisters, we celebrate the solemnity of the Epiphany. And so these shadowy characters called the Magi who appear out of nowhere, and they follow this mysterious star, and they search for and they find Jesus the Christ. They offer him gold, frankincense, and myrrh. You notice that the gospel never tells us how many wise men there were. We only realize that there are 3 gifts, and so we came to the conclusion that there are 3 wise men. The gospel never says that. Now, who were these magi or these wise men? Now, we have no idea. They come and they go. They could have been astrologers, they could have been mystics. The gospel doesn't call them kings either. Maybe they were just pilgrims. Just like pilgrims who go to the Marian shrines or to the Holy Land or to Rome. Pilgrims who walk the Camino in search for meaning, for answers, for fulfillment, for God. The theme of our Jubilee year is Pilgrims of Hope. Pilgrims of Hope. It reminds us that nobody makes the pilgrimage of life alone. We're never walking alone. We're always companions on this journey. We help each other along the way, and we offer hope to our fellow travelers and seekers. So today I'd like to reflect on 3 ways that the Magi show us how we can offer hope to our fellow pilgrims in the journey of life. First of all, we see that the Magi were very keenly aware of what was going on around them. The prophet Isaiah says in the first reading, "Though darkness and night cover the people, God's light is rising in you." The Magi were able to see that. Not that we believe in astrology, that's a different thing. But we are asked to be attentive to what is happening in our world, to be attentive to the needs of people in our community. God is speaking to us through all of these situations. Second, the Magi saw a manifestation. The word in Greek is epiphania. That's where we get the name of the feast today. They saw a manifestation of God. And maybe we, in our own lives, are searching for this manifestation of God. And where will we find God today? The Magi found God among a poor family who had a child who was vulnerable and weak. And perhaps that is where we will also find our own manifestation of God. Among the abandoned, among the vulnerable, among the poor, that is where we will find God. Finally, God may be calling us, just like the Magi, to make a pilgrimage into an unknown space. And when we go to this place that we do not know, along the journey we will meet people who are struggling, who are discouraged. But even though they are struggling and discouraged, there's still a hope that they cling to for a better future. And God may be asking us to go to this unknown place and to journey with somebody who is in need, to walk with them, to help them to rediscover and to renew the hope that is still in them, that has its source and its end in God. Now, at the beginning, I spoke to you about a number of places that people like to go on pilgrimage, no? We don't often think that people will make a pilgrimage to Singapore. I mean, where would they come? Maybe to Novena Church. But Singapore received a VIP, a very important pilgrim this year, or last year. Pope Francis made a pilgrimage to Singapore. And when he visited President Dharman Shanmugaratnam, this is what he wrote in the guest book. Like the star that guided the Magi, so let the light of wisdom always guide Singapore in building a society capable of conveying hope. A society capable of conveying hope. This season of Christmas, we are celebrating Jesus Christ, God, who becomes truly present in our lives and in our world. But still, we can really only experience God when we choose to share the lives of those who are abandoned. God is manifested to us through their stories and through their experiences. And in the same way, God can only become experienced and real for others if we choose to be the presence or the manifestation of God to them. Paul writes in his letter to the Ephesians, we have received a special grace from God. A mystery has been revealed to us. And that mystery is that God's salvation is for all people. So we who have been blessed with the manifestation of God in our lives, we are now sent on a mission to share God's salvation with others. And especially in this Jubilee year, we are called to be pilgrims of hope. We are reminded that it is our Christian mission to walk with others, to be their companions in the pilgrimage of life, and to share hope with those who are discouraged and with those who are searching.
O Mary, our icon